Welcome to this episode of Gears and Beers with Baron on the Baron Road. Everybody in the car scene know me as LB. Today, I got Skyler Hammond. He's the Honda guy. So, he's going to give us a little bit of insight into some Honda mods. Got his badass Accord back here in the background. So, we'll get into that too. But anyway, welcome to the garage.
What's up, man?
Again, all right, let me tell you all about that. The again part. So, I filmed this whole episode a week ago. Okay, 2 weeks ago. And I'm not as fortunate to have like this whole elaborate laptop production studio setup. So, I'm doing it all on my cell phone. Okay. Well, went to a pool party. Unstable mates, shout out to them. And, you know, Robert.
That took you.
Well, I was at the pool party. Unstable mates, our anniversary, happy 16th to my crew. All right, so, anyway, hanging out by the pool, one of the guys asked me, hey, man, let me get your phone. You can either hook up to the Bluetooth. Okay, cool. I'm hanging out by the pool. Next thing you know, I'm in the water. Okay, so I'm like, okay. I got my other phone in my pocket that I had the entire podcast on. So this is actually a remake of that podcast. Everybody's guilty that was behind me. I'm not going to count out one person or two. Hey, everybody got behind me guilty. That's all I'm going to say. But I'm not upset. I'm not mad because, you know, they did ensure that I, had a phone in my pocket. They thought I had all my devices. I carry multiple devices, by the way. So, hey, but everything's all good now. Back in action. All right, so here we go. Back on the Honda scene. We're talking about Hondas. I got beer today. Okay, so I'm not going to discuss what we're drinking on because I'm not sponsored by those guys. But anyway, if the Creature Comfort guys will holler at me because y'all can just send it to the garage and I can get out the address. Anyway, what's up, man?
What's up, man?
How's life been again?
Well, good. So I don't work at Honda anymore, but I did. I work at Fastlane Automotive in Woodstock. Work on all kinds of Japanese imports and stuff like that. So
okay.
But my specialty is Hondas. Not a master tech by any means, but I do know enough to get along. So.
To be dangerous. Right. Cool. So, introducing, I'm dedicating this episode to my nephews, Greg and Nicholas. Mm-hmm. They both drive Hondas. They're young. They're just not getting in the Honda game. Nicholas has a 2015. Greg has a old school 2001. But they're getting into modern. Nicholas lowered his on some carlos. He's looking for a direction. And so, we're going to dig into the do's and don'ts, probably help him along the way. Yeah. Greg hasn't started yet, but he got a good foundation. Everything's completely stock on that car. So we figure, we dig into hey, some roadblocks you need to look at along the way too with his 2001. So, I guess we'll get into like the do's and don'ts of modern and anything beyond that, anything in the 2000s to 2000 plus Honda, Accord, Civics, whatever. Mm-hmm. What should they look for? Like what to look out for, what not to,
Mm-hmm, for sure. So they're both auto.
Both auto.
They're both auto. So that's going to be the first thing. With the older ones, it's not as susceptible for those kinds of failures, but they still aren't like they can handle stock power and maybe like a little bit more, but don't go throwing a turbo on it and expect it to not start slipping. At least for the 2001, you said. So, I mean, with either one of those cars, exterior is going to be your best bet. You can do all kinds of stuff exterior. You can put an intake on it, put an exhaust system on it. Hell, you can get rid of the cats if you want to. But I mean, it's as far as like strictly performance mods.
Yeah.
because with the 2015, if I'm not mistaken, it's going to be the newer direct injected K24, which you do some stuff with. Do some stuff with those,
Okay.
but not with the CVT. The CVT transmission.
Weak link.
Yeah, that's a big weak link. The Honda CVTs they're some of the best that I've seen. I mean, we're
Out of CVTs anyway.
CVTs in general.
Because CVT's got a bad rep.
Because of Nissan.
The Automotive.
Altimos, Rogues, the
Versa.
Yeah,
I don't know Versa's
I
album,
mean,
but
I just did
all Nissan's album now.
I just did a transmission on a 2014. Was it a QX60 Infinity?
Infinity, same thing. Nissan Infinity, same.
You get those depth codes, and it just replace the transmission. That's what the book says. So it's just like, all right, if you got this code, that's a wrap. That's a wrap.
Wow, wow.
But Hondas, I mean, like, they only start to have issues when you start adding torque. So, for instance, like a lot of people with the 10th generation Accords that have the 1.5, I mean, if it has the CVT, people want to tune it because it's turbo.
Yeah.
Want to increase the boost, want to create more torque, and it's just like, all right, that's going to work for the time being. But you're going to end up on a flatbed, back to the dealership. Oh my God, why is my car not moving? And it's just like, because you put too much torque to that CVT and it broke it. So now you're going to need a transmission. But like, I mean, if they want to go so as far as to manual swap, I mean, it's going to be definitely easier on the 01, but I mean, it's they wanted to go that far, they could.
Right.
But the other limiting factor with the direct injected K24 is the same issue that I have or the same issues that the 10th generation Accords have. The 2.0s, you run out of fuel. So you can only push as much fuel as the direct injection can.
Okay.
So.
So, well, but the engine's pretty strong. It's just the transmission that's their weak link.
Pretty much.
Do they have any upgrades for the transmission? Like, can you get into the transmission and do it, or you just want to just leave it alone? CVTs is what that world that you just
CVTs,
don't.
That's people don't upgrade them because there's no point.
There's no point.
Because I mean, you're going to start messing with it, and it still might break.
Yeah.
I mean, they're like good how they are.
Okay. Cool. So power adders.
And changing the fluid. You change the fluid every 30K.
Right.
You'll be golden.
Just change fluid.
Yeah, literally just keep the fluids changed.
Keep the fluids changed. Transmission fluids, all changed, obviously. But transmission fluid, just keep it changed.
And even with the 01, it's the same thing. As long as you keep the transmission fluid changed, as long as that's like really nice, bright red fluid, then you're fine.
Okay, that's all right. So with that, in 2001, it's not hesitating with the shift, but it has a hard shift. It's hard shifting through the gears. It's a 2001, so that would be the 98. I'm not sure. I think it's 98 through maybe 2003 or something like that. Anyway, that particular vehicle, 2001, is starting a hard shift. Check the transmission fluid, and it's a little dark. Should he just change it? Should he be worried about some other stuff, or should he just change the fluid?
Because it's not slipping yet.
Yeah.
Should say it should be okay to go ahead and change the fluid the moment when it starts to slip, along with the hard shifting, and then the fluid's black. It's like, all right, you're gonna take out the transmission if you try and change that fluid. You're gonna put new fluid in, and then it's just not gonna go. It's just gonna slip.
If it's slipping because of the bands and things like that.
Well, because of the clutch packs.
The clutch packs. Okay.
The clutch packs on the inside, they will break down, and then all of that clutch pad material gets into the fluid, and it relies on the material that's in the fluid to actually gain traction. So once you get rid of that material and you put fresh fluid in it, it doesn't have any more.
Okay.
So that's like once the transmissions start to slip, that's when you start kind of like, all right, you might need a new transmission.
Yeah.
But all it takes is just replacing the fluid. Like if you replace the fluid, if through the entire life of the car, the fluid's been replaced along the Honda's like OE timeline, then you should be fine.
Okay.
But because it's having some hard shifting, I try the fluid first as long as it's not slipping.
It's not slipping. It's one thing that it's not doing slipping. It's just a hard first, second, and everything else is fine. It's hard, just a and it's not like hesitation, and then it gets into the gears shifting at its point, but it just starts shifting. And yeah. It feels almost like a motor mount, transmission mount. When you feel it, a little kick in the butt, but it's getting into the gears and it's going to a drive line. It's not hanging in third or fourth or third or whatever. So
also, it could be motor mounts too. You do a power.
I didn't think about that.
You could power brake it in drive. So pretty much put left foot brake, right foot on gas in drive. Have somebody look in the engine bay and then see if the motor does that. Or put it in reverse, see if it does that.
Okay. Motor mount. Could be the motor mount too. So that's also a symptom. I mean, it could be, anything that's hard shell. I mean, it's a thump thud. You put it in reverse, you feel it a little bit.
Going from drive to reverse, you feel it?
Yes.
Okay.
Part two.
Yeah. I would definitely check out the motor mounts as well.
Okay. But there you have it. So it could be the motor mounts. Don't count that out. But along with that, let's get that fluid changed out, Greg. Get that fluid changed out. And also, with that being this is the first car, 200,000 some miles. Actually, 198 or something like that. I can't remember. Sorry for now. But how much vehicle? Just kind of take care of it. Take it easy on it. Don't try to get crazy with it. Power adders, like turbos, all that stuff. You might want to go, think about rebuilding that engine before you start going to that, right? Or just make sure everything's in order.
I would say
on a higher mileage vehicle.
Yeah.
If he wants to go that route, I mean, I doubt it. He probably just want to do a little fancy.
I mean, at that point, like with the 2001, I mean, you could just K-swap it. You take a K20 with like out of the SIs, and get the correct harness for it. I mean, the people have been doing that for years with all Hondas doing the K24 swaps, the K20 swaps.
K20 swaps are very popular. Yeah, it's always been a popular engine swap out of K20.
And you feel the difference too.
Oh yeah, you get that oomph,
They are torquey.
Yeah.
And you add a turbo, and then you're moving
that out. Right. So that's the 2001. 2002. I mean 2015. I'm sorry, 2015. Slightly different animal. A little bit more technological. There's a lot more tech in that vehicle, but. With that, you still have to be careful about do's and don'ts. I'm quite sure there's some things you need to look out for in that vehicle too, right?
I mean, really,
it's a CVT. I think it's a CVT.
Really, it's just pretty much the CVT. I mean, with if I'm right, and it is the one the Earth Dreams direct injection motor, then those I've never seen those have the VTC actuator problems because like you'll turn on older K series, the one that has the metal valve cover. You'll turn it on a cold start, and you'll hear a rattle. Oil pressure comes in, and then it's fine. That is basically your VTC actuator, part of the VTEC system. The oil pressure, like the oil inside of that gear actuator, the cam gear actuator, isn't staying there, so it like loses oil pressure through cold start, and it'll just do this.
Okay.
And then really bad, like if it gets bad enough, it'll jump time, and then you have one chance.
You have one chance to get it straight.
You have one chance. You need a whole timing set and VTC actuator. I've seen people who heed the warning and get it done, and I've seen people who don't. So they come in for a motor.
Wow.
Timing change motor. I mean, even like the timing belted motors, if it's an interference motor, I mean, you run out of time. That's a wrap.
That's a wrap. But it's the 4-cylinder, so that will be the timing.
That's the timing chain.
That's the timing chain engine. So
there's the older timing belted motors, like the F series, the H series, the D series, the B series, and then J series, which is the V6. So
the J series motor.
J series motor comes in like the
Odysseys,
the Pilots, and a lot of the Acuras and stuff like that. Even a lot of the Accords as well.
Right.
Yeah. Right. Those are good motors too, but seen very minimal issues out of those, depending on the car. Some of them kind of, I mean, they have their quirks, but I mean, as long as you take care of them, you're straight. So it's not like you're just going to be driving down the road and it's just going to die, as most Hondas are.
Right.
I mean, like, you're going to have signs with most things, whether something's going wrong. I mean, it's very rarely that something's just going to up and break. You're going to have a sign. You just got to know how to read it.
Okay.
So.
All right. Huh.
But so as far as like exterior mods and stuff like that, the sky's the limit. You can do whatever. I mean, with the 01, it's been around since then. So I mean, there's ridiculous amount of
aftermarket. Yeah.
I mean, with the 2015. Generally about the same thing. There's plenty of aftermarket exterior stuff, body kits. You can do all kinds of carbon fiber stuff, wheels, suspension.
Yeah.
You can make it a really nice little tilty boy. So I mean, you could do that. I mean, it just depends on how you want to go. You can do aftermarket headlights, taillights.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing.
Mirrors. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff that you can do.
Yeah, sky's the limit. The budget's the limit. You just spend a little, spend a lot. It's all about what your budget is, or how your pockets are. So, I mean, that's a good thing, though. That's kind of good. You got a broad area of space to play in. You know? So that's a good thing. That's a good thing. Shoot. So Nick, there you go. I know you started off with the coilovers. Got to look good.
Good start.
Yep. He's still on factories, but he lowered it down I told him, hey, go 2 inches on it. Until he figure out life with the wheel and tires. You know, maybe you like it.
Well, like something different.
Yeah, you might like something different. So I said, just go 2 inches, be safe with it. You know, instead of going like 3 inches, all that stuff. And I told him now he need to start looking at around the tires to see how you. Okay, he told me the other day, hey, what setup should I get? Then I said, well, it's up to you what you like, but also talk to some other guys with Hondas that has similar setups to what he's looking for.
Tell them to look on Fitment Industries.
Fitment Industries.
Fitment Industries. They have they do wheels, suspension, tires, and stuff like that. You get it shipped right to your door. But they have like a database. You can put in your car and see what other people have done.
Okay.
The coilover setups, how low they've gone, what wheels, tires, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Everything that they have in their car, like they'll post it within that website, and you'll be able to see what other people have done and like what kind of fitment you want, depending on what you want. So.
Okay, that's good. Fitment Industries. Yep. So Nick, that's you. Check that out. You get your wheel and tire set up. You was asking about offset. You learn everything that you need to know on that. So.
And another good website that I use a lot, trying to figure out like differences between different wheel and tire setups. It's called willdayfit.com. Willdayfit.com. So you pretty much, you can put in your wheel specs and then your tire specs, and then you can put the wheel specs and tire specs of whatever you're wanting to put on. You can literally look at it, a digital representation of what it is, and you can see the differences.
Okay.
Everything. It will tell you the back spacing, how much more or less it is, the front spacing, how much more or less it is. It'll tell you your speedo correction too. Like at certain speeds, it'll tell you like the percentage that it'll be off, what mile an hour you'll actually be at when you're going a certain speed on your speedo. There's no wheels. It's all different kinds of really good information.
Good to know.
I use that website a lot.
That's good to know. So I guess let's get into it, man. 2018. All right, so shoot, let's dig into it. What have you done? Where are we at with it as far as on the stage?
So I got a 2018 Accord. It's the 2.0 turbo. It shares a lot with the Civic Type R, so you can actually put a lot of upgrades that are meant for a Civic Type R on these engines, like turbos and whatnot, intakes. Well, not the intakes, but certain things. So I've got the Mitsubishi Stage 2 turbo. So Mitsubishi made the original turbos for these cars,
which was crazy. I didn't know that.
Yeah. But I guess their performance division decided to actually make a specific upgraded turbo for the Type R.
Okay.
Because it's meant for a Type R, it'll sit on these. So it's the Mitsubishi Stage 2 turbo. I've got a PRL catless downpipe. Then there's the PRL intercooler charge piping, the PRL titanium inlet, PRL E85 kit, and a FunctionWorks catback exhaust. I have the FunctionWorks FunctionWork, I don't know if it's got the S on it or not. Their 6-pot big brake kit with the 2-piece rotor. And so I've got an OE Civic Type R clutch and flywheel. And
brakes.
Oh yeah, I got the brakes.
Yeah.
The Acuity short shift kit. It's not the whole assembly because I've got a buddy that actually retrofitted his that he got. It's meant for a Type R. And
yeah.
He like specifically remounted it to the Accord that we had the whole Acuity tower.
Okay.
Crazy, but I'm like, I don't want to go through all that.
Yeah. You did any bracing, like as far as like strut towers, strut braces?
Okay. I have not done the strut braces. I haven't felt like I really needed to.
The body's pretty much
it feels really stiff. I mean, I've got the DC coilovers,
right?
So those do really well.
Okay,
they hold everything really solid planted.
That's one thing you don't see. Well, people don't make a big deal out of it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I guess because the chassis has come a long way, these cars. But that was a big thing, like the '90s tuning, like
chassis bracing.
Yes, chassis bracing was huge. Because off the box, those cars flips.
Yeah.
Like a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then you start lowering them and throwing them in the curves.
Yeah. You start getting flex lines.
You start getting a lot of flex lines.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I guess it's sort of not needed now.
Well, I mean, don't get me wrong. My last house, like pulling into the driveway, it was a really weird angle. I'd have to take it like almost 90 degrees, then turn in to try and get it up there. And I go up on 2 wheels. And because of that, I ended up with flex lines on my my rear pillars.
Really?
Yeah, I had to get those PD hard.
What?
They weren't bad, but I knew they were there. So it's just because of, it's all thin steel. So I mean, it thin steel and aluminum. Yeah. So I mean, it's a unibody, so it doesn't have it's not an underbody frame. So
that's right. It's still gonna have.
It's still gonna flex some. It's meant to. But because I don't have the chassis bracing, because that was such a awkward angle and having to torque everything so weird, I still ended up with lines. But I mean it's just like surface imperfections. You can literally get them PDR, but that's about the only thing. As far as like older cars, those would get it a lot worse.
A lot worse. So that's
the whole thing.
That's a good thing. Anytime you lower these little that's for you because you got it already. I mean, it's not expensive nowadays for a strut tower brace or a rear cross brace in it.
Yeah, and I mean they make them.
Yeah,
they make them 100%. Like I just haven't put the thought towards it yet because I'm just like, all right, it drives fine right now. I haven't had any issues, so I'm like, it's not like I'm not autocrossing it. So like some of my buddies with their Accords. So like I just want a quick cruiser.
Yeah,
that's all I wanted.
Yeah, I mean, it was a clean build, man. It's the wheel tire setup.
So I got F1R wheels. So they are 19 by 9.5 plus 38. And then I have 255/35 19s for the tires. They're Michelin Pilot Sport 4S's, which I'm really glad that I have those because I need them. Because with my e-tune that I'm working on with Derek Robinson up in Pennsylvania doing the e-tune process, we just started E85. So I'm really glad that I have these tires, or else I'd press the gas at 60 miles an hour and I'd be spinning. So because at the end of that process, I mean, I'm going to be looking at over 400. There have been people that have tuned with him like in-house on the dyno, specifically a 6-speed manual. I didn't mention that part. That's a 6-speed manual. Well, that'd probably be obvious, but so there was a couple of them that I've seen with everything that I have done to mine without the drilled out fuel line. To be able to push a little bit more ethanol mix. That was making like 425. 400 torque. to the wheels, and I had the drilled out the drilled out line. So I'm probably roughly going to be around the same one. I know it's not like the same as being on a dyno, but I should be at least 400, which is fine enough for me. That's been my goal since I started modifying it. I'm like, all right, cool, I got 400. I
mean,
I'm good.
That's amazing, man.
I can take down scat packs. That's all I want to do.
That's what's up. Because that's amazing, man. Back in the days, that's just my older brother Daryl. He started off in the Honda game way back. And
back in the good old days.
Back in the old days. Back in the golden days. He bought an '89 Accord, flip up, pop ups, cool car, man. We weren't really concerned about going fast. He just wanted to look cool. Yeah. And it did a little straight, the BBS wheels, had a little sport kit, and whatever. It was cool cars, man. Cool cars. I tried to throw a picture of it somewhere. But 100 some odd horsepower, it was quick, at the time. But now you talk about 400 horses out of these things. 300 out the box, 400, it's in the economy model, the economic, the baseline model. I don't even know if they come with. They come with more than 200 now. I don't know what they at now.
So, they're usually around 200. Even the newer like non-turboed,
non-turbo,
the non-turboed K series that they use nowadays. Those still run about 200 horsepower. Then you slap a turbo on it and make another 50 horsepower stock. That's like Honda finally decided to start doing what all the enthusiasts were doing was put a turbo on it.
Then they had VTEC technology.
Oh yeah, they've had VTEC for a long time.
Long time. Mid-90s.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Which is a system that works very well in conjunction with a turbo. So
absolutely.
And like a lot of the newer Honda stuff is just it's nice. Aside from the 1.5 turbos in the Accords, for whatever reason, they're doing like engineering requests. Like it's gotten to that point where it's about to be a major recall for the 1.5 Accords because they keep blowing head gaskets.
Really?
Yep. Because the only thing that I can think of is they're basing the 1.5 liter turbo off of the similar like build as the 1.5 non-turbo that they had in the Fits. And the thing is, it just, they start lifting head bolts. The head bolts stretch and it blows the head gasket between like 50 and 80,000 miles. So the 1.5 turbos, turbo Accords with the CVT get it on both ends. Wow. I've seen a lot of those
come through the shop.
Oh yeah. I've diagnosed a lot of them.
Wow. But they are gonna do something about that.
I would think they would have to at this point because it's like a known thing.
Wow.
So
1.5.
Yeah, 1.5 turbos. If it's the CRVs are good, the Civic SIs are good to a certain extent. You start doing power adders and stuff like that. You gotta put the supporting mods like head studs and a new clutch and stuff like that. But like the 1.5s in the Accord specifically, I don't know. It's a different engine designation. I don't know it off the top of my head than the Civics and stuff like that. But they just have issues. They have issues. You'll start like drinking coolant, and then you start running hot, or you start misfiring. It's the
signs coming.
Yeah. Those are the signs. And it's a pretty massive issue.
Wow. Okay, well,
I'm really glad I don't work at the dealership anymore.
That's good information, though, man.
Yeah,
the Honda Accords are still high sellers out there, and that's a little bit of good information. Those looking for Accords, man, just try to, if you don't want those issues right now, man, just try to veer away from the 1.5s.
Yeah, literally, just if you can find one, get a 2.0 turbo, or get a hybrid if that's your thing. The hybrids have very minimal issues, at least the 10th generation. The 11th generation, the newer ones, for some reason, those were coming off the truck having weird issues.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if they fixed it because I don't work there anymore. But, they'd be there they're sitting for months, and it's just like, it needs like a ABS module. And it's just like, that's a new car coming off the truck.
Yeah.
Needing an ABS module.
Yeah.
Or like something missing on it, and they factory didn't put it on. And it's just like, all right, yeah, no, that's on like universal freaking back order, and it's you can't get one.
Mm-hmm.
So that's another
That's to look for, man.
Honda thing.
Good quirks. Honda quirks. I mean,
Exactly.
still good vehicles, just got those quirks, you know. And
All the new ones are having issues.
Yeah, the issues. Make sure you keep that. If you get a used one, make sure you get it certified. You know, I mean, that's pretty much a good saving grace when it comes to these things.
Yeah, and I mean, like even with my cars, I mean, I'm at 121,000 miles, and it still pulls just fine. I've had very minimal issues, knock on wood. I mean, I've had no issues.
No issues whatsoever. It's cool.
I mean, like little minor ones, but I mean, it's
my minor issues.
Yeah, the ones you have with cars that you drive a lot.
Yeah.
But like as far as like major issues that weren't covered under warranty when I first got it, I mean, it's been a great car.
Good trade.
It's been a fantastic car.
Good deal.
Been a lot of fun, and I'll put another motor in it before I get rid of it.
Nice. How long do you have this lower?
I don't know because I've gone.
I bought it.
I don't know. It's been so long since it's been at stock ride height. I don't even know what they are stock. I can't really put a number on it. But I mean, I had lowering springs on it first, and I went to Godspeeds and was like balls to the ground for a while, and then I got PCs, and I ended up. I ordered the PC Extreme Lows, but recently found out that the reason why I couldn't go that low was because they actually sent me the wrong month. So I got to order some parts to be able to go lower than I am right now, which I don't want to see the tread. I want another like half-inch lower. But I mean, my commute and where I drive and stuff like that.
Look, man.
It's too much wheel gap.
Still.
I can stick my finger through that.
You want credit card fitness?
Hell, I thought about going air just so I could go lower.
Really?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But at the same time, I'm like, I don't want air ride problems because you get a line that pops out, you're gonna have a lot of fun trying to get that wheel back up.
Yeah, that's true. I'm on air. So my green Mustang.
Oh, you are?
It's on air.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's on air. I did old school manual setup. It's not, I don't have the singular. I don't have the manifold block. I got standalone cylinder OS, just like the old mini trucks.
Oh, so like hydraulic?
No,
it's actually air.
It's air, but it's pneumatic valves.
Nice.
And it's all exposed. I'll show some pictures up here somewhere too.
Yeah.
But shout out to Pete Minnie. She actually got me hooked up with the setup. So when I first started off on the air, and I kind of built it from there. So,
nice.
Yeah. Oh. But man, it's a different world. It's a different world because almost, I was on that car. Cut springs. That was cut heated, man. I'm old school, OG. Then, I went to some springs, and then I said, what, I'm batting.
Yeah.
With bags.
There you go.
He's right. There's maintenance involved with air ride. Y'all think about going air ride? Nick, Greg, there's maintenance involved with it. If it's set right, you're good, but you're going to have a leak somewhere.
Yeah. You're going to end up with leaks at some point.
You're going to need leaks at some point.
Like a lot of the older trucks and stuff like that, they have like bumpers. That would keep you off the ground just enough to where, like, if something fails, you can still get home. With these, there's not really a place to put that without getting in the way with the actuation of the suspension.
Yeah, I deleted my bump stops.
Yeah.
So I'm on the ground.
You're going to have some problems.
Yeah. So I was thinking about reinstalling those things. Mm-hmm. But anyway, yeah, man. Cool stuff. Speaking of Mustangs, you also got a Mach 1.
I do.
So tell us about the Mach 1 and where it's at right now.
Yep. So the Mustang Club, you guys know my dad, Shannon Noblet. So I've got the blue Mach 1. So it's been down for a while, and I'm pretty sure that I figured out what exactly is going wrong with it. I just have to pull down the tank and actually figure out what's going on with the fueling and why it's getting really weird fuel pressure and then dropping out of nowhere, and something's going on with the fuel. It's got to be that. I'm gonna You just got to do it.
Bingo, yeah.
But then as soon as I get that, get it registered, re-registered, and get it to pass emissions. Wink, wink. But then be able to take it out to the meets and
hang out
and hang out with y'all again, because I've seen you guys do all kinds of Mustang meets and stuff like that for years. Being my dad going to them and whatnot. And, I'm ready to join the crew. So
sweet, man. I'm stablemate right here. Yep. 2nd gen.
That one's I have to ask my dad the full rundown. I always forget what it is, but I mean it's like full built 4.6 4.2 5.0 with a twin screw supercharger on it, and he said it made like 700 to the ground. Yeah. So I'm ready to break some hearts with that. So it lays every bit of it to the ground. I've driven it. That thing, it's fun. It's been years since I've driven it, so I'm like, all right, I'm gonna have to get used to it.
So you ready?
That clutch is an on and off switch.
Yeah.
Got that the twin disc. Twin disc clutch, so it's moving it in and out of my garage whenever I need to. It's like, all right,
man, it's a chore, man. It's a chore.
It's gonna be fun though.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun, man. So we're gonna be seeing that soon. That's what's up.
For sure.
Just
gotta do it.
just gotta do it, man. Just gotta do it. So, man, beautiful ride though. Got the skirts and stuff, man.
Oh yeah, I got the front bumper is a company called Yofer. It's either Chinese or Thailand, I can't remember. They love these cars. They do all kinds of crazy stuff to these cars. As far as body, they have like wide body kits and all kinds of craziness that they do over there. This company called Yofer, they do all kinds of aftermarket body kits and front and rear bumpers and whatnot. I actually have their 3-piece front bumper. It makes it look a little more like a Type R, but I'm not trying to be a poser and throw a Type R badge on it. And you're like, oh yeah, I have a Type R. It's like, no, dude, I have an Accord. I know my place. But then there's S Factor fabrication, like the ground effects, so the side skirts and front lip and rear diffuser and whatnot. That's right. S Factor fabrication. That's it's a aluminum ABS sandwich plate. Yeah, and it's pretty much just cut out and bolted in. So it's not like 100% functional, but I mean I'm like I said, I'm not out there
it's all about form
on the track. So I mean I have a good balance.
Yeah, I have a good balance. Fantastic balance. It's cleanly done. Cleanly done.
I appreciate it.
Yeah,
I've tried.
Cool,
really hard. There's still more to go.
Still more to go.
Now that I'm like where I want to be as far as the motor. I mean, as soon as I got the extra $5,000 to do it, I'm carbon fiber. Carbon fiber fenders, hood, trunk, a new front bumper because mine's just ate up from driving it. The Yofer rear bumper. Right. I want new headlights. Then I'm probably going to, at that point, go ahead and just get everything PPF and 3-step paint corrected because it needs it. And
future plan.
Everything that's has any kind of chips and dings and stuff like on it, I mean, it's all going to be replaced. Everything else is in good condition because I've taken care of it.
Right.
But yeah, really excited about that. But it'll come in time.
It'll come in due time.
That's due time. And time to focus a little bit more on visuals now that I'm where I'm at as far as I want to do on engine. So
right. You have a couple more Hondas. You have a CRV.
Yeah, I have an O2 CRV. So I actually got that on a crazy deal. I ended up getting that for $30. Just needed a motor. I paid the diag fee because they'd come into the dealership. One of the spark plugs left the chat, pulled the threads with it. So I got that thing. I asked the customer if I could pay their diag bill and get it, and they're like, yeah, that's fine. And so I ended up just paying the 2 hours to my coworker right next to me, and he's just like, man, I don't care, buy me lunch. I'm like, all right, cool. So I ended up putting a motor in it
for lunch.
Yeah, $30. Bought him some pizza.
Wow, so, you gonna do anything with that one? Crazy?
Man, the thing is, it's not the one to do it with.
I've seen some crazy CRVs.
I know, but my coworker at Fastlane, he actually just picked up a an '04 manual all-wheel drive one. That's the one to do stuff to. So mine's auto front-wheel drive. So I'm like, all right, cool. That's going to be daily.
Yeah,
I'll just beat the hell out of it and do it as I must.
Yeah,
But as soon as the right-hand drive second generations are legal, I'm going to get one of those.
Nice.
I'm going to get the right-hand drive all-wheel drive manual as a daily.
Okay.
That's my dream daily.
That what you want? That what yeah.
Those things are awesome.
Nice.
I love CRVs. I got the K series, so I mean
that's right.
I mean there are people that will take they'll take the all-wheel drive manual ones and throw a turbo on it and move. Because like that's really all. Like you throw a turbo on it and make 300 horsepower, and you're gonna break some hearts because you're all-wheel drive.
Yes.
So it's
Sleepers.
Yeah. Oh yeah. 100%.
Sleepers.
It's ridiculous.
CRVs, man. Y'all watch the CRVs out there. Those second gens anyway.
All I gotta do is listen to them.
Listen to them.
You start hearing that whistle.
Wow. And there's a ton of CRVs on the road.
Yeah.
You don't think about it.
Nope.
They're real obscure. Yeah. And you're like, that's crazy.
Yeah, it's the same thing with you. I mean,
yeah, that's true.
That's why I've debadged mine. So I'm like, all right, are you 1.5 or you're 2.0? I'm like, all right, let's find out.
Let's find out.
I'm curious.
Yeah.
Why not?
Sleeper.
Exactly.
Yeah. Semi-sleeper.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Probably looks faster than it is, but
yeah,
it's still quick enough. It gets the job done.
It gets the job done.
Yeah. I'll take you on a ride at some point.
Yeah, we need to go around.
Yeah, for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, man, thanks for coming by the garage.
For sure.
Again.
Yes.
So, cool, man.
All good.
Yep. So this wraps up this episode of Gears and Bears. Baron. Shoot. Tune in next time. We have some more cool content. Anyway, see y'all on the flip. Peace.